Hey everybody. Hope you guys doing alright. So it's hard to. So it came through to me that a particular person doesn't like. It just came through that she doesn't want to be like my mother or something like that, and I say it like that because to me, I've never looked at her like that. And it's like even my own relationship, like the relationship I have with my mother. I don't like. She doesn't. I can't relate to anybody really. Like I don't really express myself or feel like I really have somebody to talk to, even amongst my own family members, because I'm just that different. It's just I've tried over the years many times, and it's just never really. I've just come to an acceptance, a peace within myself, and that peace is that you just like I hear them talking amongst each other. I'm getting a little bit better, but I've never been the best at like just fucking communicating and getting along with their flow. Like I've always been kind of different, and so I'm saying that because my mom's never been like that emotional cornerstone for me. Like I've always had to deal with that shit like on my own. Like in fact, I feel like I've been more of an emotional support for them than they have for me. Now, financially, that's totally different. Like they've been supporting me fucking, for my entire life, pretty much. So, from that standpoint, that's a different story. They've been incredibly supportive of me financially. However, emotionally, that's something that I've had to figure out largely on my own. Like nobody's really been here to help me out with this shit other than myself and the Most High. I mean, as far as other human beings is concerned, it's just been me. I haven't had any other human beings helping me out in this, like not in a direct manner, like somebody in my life helping me. No, I don't. I don't have that. Um, so it's like when I heard through the ethers that a particular person, she sent this thing out saying like she doesn't want to be like my mother to me, and I think that it was coming from a place where like she didn't want to. And I think a lot of females deal with this, and I'm gonna get into this later too, because it's a fucking huge issue. I think the whole way that men and women have been portrayed, especially in this time that we're in, is skewed. I think it's been tainted and turned into something that they want it to be that it isn't actually good. So I think we're all fucked up right now. Like what being a man is and what being a woman is, that it's been fucked up. Like everything's been fucked up by design. So I'm hesitant to listen to anybody who thinks they know what they're talking about because I'm realizing that we've all been manipulated and fucked with to a pretty fucking serious degree to the point where people really think that they know what the fuck they're talking about because it's all they know and they're just not open. They just don't have any other information. So, and that's largely by design too. This is why the enemy, one of the ways that they control us is by burning books, by hiding information. Like the Vatican's got a vault with tons of ancient fucking scrolls and texts and information, like, but they keep it hidden. I think because they don't want us knowing the truth to what the fuck's really going on. Because if they did, it would empower us and they wouldn't be able to control us the way that they are. Da da da. So, anyways, I think this stems even as to how men and women have been looked at and are treated, and like the main consensus that is associated with being a man and a woman. That whole thing has been, in my opinion, contrived. So because of that, this is one of the reasons why there's such an issue with relationships, especially here in America, because America is right now is one of the they're spending more energy here in America, contriving America, than they are anywhere else, because America is that melting pot that has the ability to grow into something that could potentially overpower this evil fucking force here. So they're focusing on us so much because we are the threat. So, anyway, let me get back to my main point, which is in regards to a particular person and how, I could be wrong, but through the ethers, I felt like she sent like a message or emitted like the feeling that she doesn't want to be like a mother to me. And, it's just, this is the issue though. It's like emotionally, like I feel like we should be there. Like if you're gonna be with somebody, like y'all should be there for each other. Like if you guys are down, then you should just be there to help uplift the other person. Like whatever the fuck it is. Like if they're feeling sad about something or down about something or too angry or just lost or confused or whatever the fucking issue is, like that just seems natural that you would want to do whatever you can to help that individual out, like to help your significant other out, to help your partner out. That's what I would do. Like, anytime I see her being sad or anything like that, like I want to try to help her out in her sadness. Not to enable or to blow sugar up her ass or anything like that, but to help, to be there, to listen, to have an ear, to care, to extend my heart, to have some compassion in the moment. You can do this for human beings just from a human being to human being standpoint, but you should especially like relationships. That's the beautiful thing about being in a good relationship, an intimate relationship, is that you have the opportunity to be as open and intimate with another person as you can be. So it's like, of course I'm gonna open up and show everything that I am, like all the scars and all the goodness, like all the pain and all the pleasure, like everything. Like, and if that's something that she doesn't want, then it's not going to work with us. It's not going to work with anybody. Like that's who I am. Like if that's something that you don't want, this is the issue, that we live in a world that's so focused on instant gratification that people in relationships, they don't want to spend the time to deal with the shit that isn't fun. But it's in those moments that real powerful relationships are built, because they're able to stand and persevere through that test instead of succumbing to the weakness and whatever fucking issue. To me, to me that's weak. Like if you're not able to get through something as a couple, then your connection just wasn't that strong. So it's therefore then just a little bit weaker, which is fine. Like not everybody's meant to be friends with everybody, so that's okay. And I have to remember to tell myself that, because I have this thing in me to where it's like I feel like everybody should get along with everybody. So I'm gonna do and always want to do what I can to make sure that everybody's having as good a time as possible, because I never want to see anybody sad or left out or mistreated or anything like that. Like that's just something innate in me all the time. It's always running, sometimes at different levels, but it's generally always running. Just like the duty I feel where I have to help everything all the time. Now sometimes when I'm compromised by lower vibrational spirits or demons or whatever you want to, I'll find a different set of eyes that I'm perceiving the world through, which goes into parasites and having a pair of eyes and and what you turn into when you're just looking to feed off of stuff and to be a parasite. And a lot of the times when you're in that mode, one of the ways that is if you want to create some type of a conflict in a moment or an environment, or you feel like lashing out. And I do this too sometimes. I'm not saying I don't. But what I've noticed when I do these things, when I'm in that state of mind, is I'm operating from a place of semi-possession, of semi-demonic possession. And that's the issue that we have today in America and all over the world probably, is that a lot of people are walking around being semi-possessed by demons, and they don't even know it. That's exactly what I would want if I was the enemy. If I was really Satan and I had control of this plane, I would want as many people as fucked up and as demonically possessed as possible. It's a scary fucking notion, but it's actually what's going on. And I notice it too. And if I'm noticing it being who the fuck I am, I can only imagine how bad it is for everybody right now. So, anyways, I'm getting a little off tangent again here. I really just wanted to come on here and say, like, I know she's going through a lot, and I know because we've all been fucked with, we're all at different stages, and I think birth control fucks with your hormones. So this is also one of the biggest issues we have with females, is they've taken all these hormones and a lot of the makeup they use, it affects their hormones, so they start acting differently. So from that standpoint, I got to remember that she's been consuming these products that have these effects on people, so it's to be expected that she's going to have issues with certain areas, like compassion, because she's been putting this type of stuff in her body. And then if you've been performing a bunch of deeds and actions that are associated with low vibrational things, like sleeping around and drinking too much and lying and being mean, I'm not trying to hate on these things, I'm just being honest. Like if you have been doing these things, that's just more fuel for a demonic possession. So, I think that's what she's dealing with right now. I think she's kind of getting better, but and this is also part of the issue with, like, I'm starting to realize it too. As you move away from demonic behavior and entertaining more of those types of entities, like, they don't want you to move away. So they're going to do whatever they can to keep you under their thumb. So it's like there's going to be a lot of resistance when you're trying to flee or to move away from these demons. They're not going to want you to flee. They're going to do what they can to keep you fucking to keep you, because that's an energy source. They're losing out on an energy source or a currency when you choose to pay your attention somewhere else. You're therefore creating a different current of energy for yourself by choosing to focus on different things. So, but the demons don't want that. They want you. They want to keep sucking your fucking life force and your blood and using you and da da da. So, but just remember, like, when I get myself caught up in this too. Like, a lot of times when I'm changing and I'm trying to get clean and sober, I'll start getting better, and then I'll start getting hit with these really dark fucking sensations and feelings, and it's like, why is this happening? And I think it's happening for many reasons, but part of it is because of that, is those demons, they don't want to let go of the control that they've had over me. So they're going to do whatever they can to create chaos inside of my being because they know when they create that chaos inside of me, a lot of the times I'll end up using again to quell that fucking chaotic feeling. But by consuming and using, I'm therefore, perpetuating the demon, and they have then just regained their control over me, and then they can sit back and chill and let me ride out my fucking high, and then I'll wake up in the morning feeling low and keep doing it again, and and that's how they stay in power. So anyways, I got a little off tangent, but I don't even know where I'm going with that. For me, like, whoever I'm with, like, I want that person to be there for me just like I'm going to be there for them. Emotionally, physically, every way, always. So if that's something that a particular person doesn't want or feel like she can do, then it's just not going to work, but with me saying that, I also want to say that I realize that we're all at different levels. So there's some things that I'm going to be better at her at, and there's some things that she's going to be better than me at. And that's fine. My main thing is just about progress. Let's just try to take accountability for the fact that we have issues where we have issues, and let's just focus on growing in those issues. And that's all that matters to me is just a willingness to grow. As long as you have a willingness to want to change for the good, then that's all I really need is just that, and somebody who at least just wants to be there. So yeah, all right. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.